by the end of this Shabbat, I will have led 4 differing life cycle rituals in this week alone. A baby blessing, a bat mitzvah ceremony, a funeral, and a tombstone unveiling. And I think having the 4 together in the same week really helps me reflect on that journey through life. Some people call it a life cycle, but it doesn't often seem like that. It in fact very much seems like a linear path from cradle to the grave. We hope that a person is able to live a long life. Indeed, when it's somebody's birthday, and we have birthday blessings this evening in our service, when it's somebody's birthday, we often say Ad Mea Ve'esrim, which means may you live until you're 120. That's quite a long path. Sometimes that path through life is cut short very tragically, as it was in this last week. What do we do having these 4 ceremonies together in 1 week? How can we reflect on them? What is the connection between all 4? I would like to suggest that even in the case of a tragedy, as our community suffered this week, there is a very strong connection between a baby blessing, a bat mitzvah ceremony, a funeral, and an unveiling of a tombstone. And that common thread is celebration. Of course, that's not to deny the tragedy of loss, the tragedy of death, particularly early death. But we are able to celebrate life, and that is essentially what Judaism is, a celebration of life, a theological exploration of the wonder of life, a ritual manifestation of our feelings, sentiments, emotions, and indeed a ritual manifestation of the differing stages through life. Those are all acts of celebration. A baby blessing, that's the perhaps most obvious one to celebrate. Life, brand new life, the new life of the community, the next generation of the community, the wonder, the mind-blowing wonder of life, of a new baby coming into the world. We celebrate that with joy, with vigor, and we invite you to join us this evening for a baby blessing celebration. But mitzvah is a different kind of celebration. It's a celebration of transition, not from non-being to being, as birth is, but a celebration of childhood to adulthood, that journey, that transition between the two. So it's a different kind of celebration. It's celebrating the child, in this case, a brilliant young woman, who is growing into her own Jewish being. And so we encourage you to join us tomorrow morning for our bat mitzvah ceremony as well. It may seem like a funeral is not a case for a celebration, but those who have been to one of my services, funeral services, will know at the end of a service, as we go to pray the mourner's Kaddish, I often share that the mourner's Kaddish is a doxology, a praise of God. And why do we praise God at this time? We praise God for bringing the person whom we mourn into our lives. And so even though we may be feeling a sense of profound loss, wondering at the cruelty of the world sometimes, even at a funeral we are able to celebrate the life that has come to an end. And finally, a tombstone unveiling is another different kind of celebration. It's a celebration that takes us from that intense period of mourning after a year and finally moves us out into the rest of the world to bring our memories of our loved one into the rest of the world, into the rest of our life, so that we may celebrate them through action. So whether it is a baby blessing, a bat mitzvah, a funeral, or a tombstone unveiling, all these different points in the life cycle are opportunities for us to celebrate life and to celebrate our loved ones. But of course, we don't have to wait until those ritualized moments. And I encourage you today, after hearing this, to celebrate your loved ones, to give them a call, to turn to them and tell them why you love them, why you celebrate them, what they do to your life, what they add to your life, why you love them. Even though we have these ritualized points in the Jewish life cycle so that we may celebrate others, we don't have to wait until it's too late. So I wish you Shabbat Shalom. I hope that you will be able to join us for our baby blessing, for our bat mitzvah ceremony. And I hope that either before Shabbat or during or after, you're able to turn to your loved ones and truly celebrate them. Let them know how important they are to you. I wish you Shabbat Shalom.